everyone, welcome back to the You Need a Budget YouTube channel. My name is Ashley, and if you watched my first video, which was 7 tips to start your first budget, you will know that the categories I have the hardest time with are groceries and dining out. When people in my life ask me if I was surprised by anything when I first started budgeting, didn't even have to think about it, it was food. The total that first month was shocking to me. I had no idea we were spending that much. So as I'm trying to save money on food, it really was that awareness and just shining a light on the situation that has made the biggest difference. And as I track each and every food purchase throughout the month, I feel like it makes me a lot more intentional. I've also stopped trying to think of my grocery budget in terms of a month. So if January 1st, I decide I'm gonna spend $400 on groceries that month, I don't let myself think about the $400 when I go to the grocery store for the first time, because I will tell you what will happen. I will go up and down the aisles, buy all the ingredients that I need to make dinners that week, and then I will end up spending on delicious, unnecessary, expensive chocolate and tea. And then when I get to the end of January, I'm having to scrape up something to make for dinner. So instead, I try to think of grocery spending in terms of weeks, and that just helps me keep things a little bit more contained. Over the last year, I had a realization about meal planning. I used to build it up to be this big, tedious task. But honestly, I have the same breakfast most mornings, either cereal or a smoothie. For lunch, I try to have leftovers. So I really only have to worry about dinners, which seems much more doable in my mind. I know a lot of families do Taco Tuesday or Spaghetti Thursday, so that's just one less decision you have to make. For us, we usually do one pasta meal each week because I think pasta makes really good leftovers, and then one big salad because I like having salad for lunch. And if I have one pre-made in the refrigerator, I'm less likely to run out and spend $8 or $9 at Chick-fil-A. My favorite salad recipe is from a blog called Pinch of Yum. I found it on Pinterest. It is delicious. It's the chicken rainbow salad. And I'm not that much of like a totally homemade kind of person. I love to make the salad dressing in that recipe. It is delicious, so I will put a link to that down below. And I also like those one sheet meals. Have you guys seen those where you put everything, like your protein, veggie, everything on one cookie sheet and then pop it in the oven? Those are so easy for weeknights. While I have cookbooks, most of my favorite meals come from Pinterest, and I used to try to organize it within Pinterest. But over the past year, Jeremy, my husband, has started doing a lot more of the grocery shopping, which I love. I don't mind cooking, but I don't know, for some reason, I don't love going to the store. So he usually goes once a week, which is key. I feel like if you can make less frequent trips to the store, you will be less likely to impulse buy. So that's what we do. And I sent him all of my Pinterest, my favorite Pinterest recipes, and he loaded them in an app called AnyList. And it lets you meal plan, and it also lets you build grocery lists from online recipes, which I think is really awesome. And since I've been working at You Need a Budget, a lot of people really like the app Plan to Eat. I haven't looked into that, but I'm going to, so I'll put links to both of those down below. But that has been such a huge time saver, and it lets us see all of our favorite recipes, tried and true ones we know we like, and it makes it very easy to rotate them. Another way to avoid impulse purchases is to keep a running total. Sherry, one of the teachers here, she actually keeps her calculator out as she's walking through the grocery store. And if she puts something into her cart, she also adds it into her calculator. That way she's not surprised when she goes through the checkout lane. I have been surprised more times than I would like to count. I get myself in trouble mostly at stores like Whole Foods and Mom's Organic Market because I love the wellness beauty sections, but maybe if I was keeping track, that would help me second guess and think about some of those purchases a little bit more. Also, depending on where you live, I'm in Northern Virginia and we have Wegmans here, and the Wegmans app is fantastic. If you build your grocery list in their app, it gives you a running total, so I can know exactly how much I'm gonna spend before I even step foot in the store. The Wegmans app is also awesome because it tells you where each ingredient or item is located in the store. So if I'm making a new recipe that has something I don't normally have to buy, I'm not having to scavenge throughout the entire store. This next tip is my absolute favorite, and I learned this from another one of our teachers, Dave. And if you didn't know, we give live workshops, and there's one all about saving money on groceries. And Dave taught me about emergency meals. I love this one so much. So if you're like me, you have great intentions at the beginning of the week, you do your meal plan for dinners, you buy the ingredients, but there are times where I'm either not feeling it, having a bad day, and the last thing I want to do in the evening is cook. And it would be so much easier to place a call and order some kind of takeout that could be $20, $30, $40. So an emergency meal is like a blockade between you and spending that money on takeout. And Dave said there's a couple keys for an emergency meal to work. It has to be delicious, it has to be easy, and it has to be less expensive than what takeout would cost. So I was trying to think for myself. I really like the orange mandarin chicken at Trader Joe's. So I think I'm gonna go and get a pack of that. I also, Trader Joe's is another one of my favorite grocery stores. They have these little patties made out of broccoli and cauliflower, and those are in the frozen section as well, and those are so easy. So I'm just trying to think through in my mind. But just as you're grocery shopping the next time, maybe think about what your favorite easy meals are. Is it something you can keep in the freezer, and it could be that little emergency for when you really feel like ordering takeout? I also asked some of the people in my life if they had any tips I could share in this video, and one of my busy mom friends recommended this book to me. It's called Cook Once, Eat All Week by Cassie Joy Garcia, and it seems really interesting. So the premise is on Sundays, you make a big batch of 3 main ingredients. This one that I opened up to is week 1. It's broccoli, rice, and shredded chicken. And then throughout the week, you repurpose those ingredients to make very different meals. So one option is barbecue chicken and rice casserole, white chicken chili, and chicken and broccoli fried rice. She says it's really awesome and it cuts down on prep time. I have tried meal prepping in the past, but I felt like it was taking up hours of my Sunday and it just wasn't something I was gonna do long term. But if I could do a meal prep in like an hour and a half, and then I just had to assemble throughout the week, that seems very interesting to me. So I just got this cookbook, but I am going to try it out. If it works, I will let you know. Another one of my friends is a school teacher and she wakes up very early, like 4:30, crazy early. So she tries to make her morning routine as smooth and stress-free as possible. On Sundays, she preps all of her smoothie ingredients for the week in individual little bags. So when she wakes up on a Tuesday, she doesn't have to put a lot of thought into what kind of smoothie do I want to make today? She can just grab Tuesday's bag, her liquid of choice, put them both into the blender, and then she's out the door with her smoothie for her ride to work. I actually really like that idea. A while back, I organized my pantry so that one of my pull-out drawers is my smoothie drawer and it has all of my dry ingredients. And then in my freezer, I have another little pull-out basket that keeps all of the frozen fruit. But I do have a few of those stasher bags, the reusable Ziploc alternative that I think would work really well if I wanted to think ahead a little bit and prep my smoothie ingredients. I'll have links of some of the things I mentioned today in the description box, but I would really like to know what's working for you. If you meal prep, if you buy in bulk, I'm kind of curious to try one of those meal delivery services like HelloFresh or Home Chef. I haven't done the math to see if it would actually save me money, but I'm curious about it. I'd also love to know if you've tried grocery delivery or pickup. I feel like if you have a really tight schedule and you don't want to give up your weekend, or you don't want to stop after work, or if you have kids and you don't want to have to corral them into the grocery store, just pulling up curbside and having someone bring out all your groceries sounds pretty amazing. So please leave your tips down below. I will try them out and then I will do a follow-up video.